me begin by saying that this is the fifth and final episode of My Friend Money, and we have a very special guest for this episode. She's somebody who has not only influenced my ideas about personal finance, but she's also someone who enabled a very smooth transition for me into journalism and personal finance writing. A celebrated editor and a successful author, Monika Halan. Hi Monika.
Hello.
Welcome. So excited to have you.
I know, so good to be here. Thank you.
So Monika, as I was saying earlier, so this is a kind of a show which we talk to experts, but on their own personal money equations and their relationship with money as it has grown over the years. And so that's what we're going to talk about now. And while your book is out there on precisely some of these aspects of personal finance, I want you to sort of leave that aside and the organized and formal, world of personal finance, and maybe delve a little bit into your own world. And I'll take you back to where it all started. So, your qualification kind of shows that you've got this penchant for finance and economics. And so, has it always come naturally to you, and do you kind of bring that organized approach from the very beginning? Like when you started earning, was it easy for you to think about money in terms of its utility?
Absolutely not. So I have a master's in economics from Delhi School of Economics, which used to be a big deal. But I finished the master's and I began working as a journalist because I felt that none of that really made any sense and it didn't help me in my everyday life.
Right.
And it really did not, because after doing a master's in economics, I did not know how to write a check.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I remember a time when I had to write a check and I didn't know, and my dad said, "But you're a master's in economics." I said, "Precisely. I'm sorry, it doesn't teach you anything about yourself." So a lot of it is got to do with the education system. That we look at the world from the outside. It's really that, and I am different. So that the integration did not happen. And it didn't happen for a while. Then I did a second master's in the UK. And this time I was sure I was going to be a journalist, so I did a master's in journalism. And I was on a scholarship, and there the system was that you kept something in a blocked account, a fixed account, and then you periodically would move money into the savings account. And even as late as age 26, 27, I was constantly reaching my savings deposit limit because I wouldn't remember to transfer that money. So that those early mistakes were really sort of, they came home to me that at the practical level I know nothing. So it takes a while for this rhythm of being careful with your money begins, and understanding, that you have to decide that you have to do it.
But it's good that you at least were handling some of those things, because you were studying overseas perhaps, and you have to handle your own money. You were handling some of those things.
Correct.
Did you get careless ever with your spending or even lending for that matter? Because when you're younger, you just tend to say, your friend needs money, so you're giving it, and then at the end of the month, you have nothing really to yourself.
I think that's why upbringing makes a lot of difference. So if you come from an average Indian middle class home, and you've seen your parents struggle with one income and like $100 to feed in the extended family, then you cannot spend. And I saw that difference from the first time that I went out of the home and lived abroad, where so the early mistake was that we were in a flat with, so I was there and there were 4 other women, and there was three other were from, there were Taiwanese and Chinese, and there was one European woman. And I think the mistake that I made was to say that there was a proposal that we joined finances to run the kitchen because there were 5 rooms in the common kitchen. And yes, I said yes. And I remember I was telling my mom, we didn't have cell phones. There was one phone in the building. Walk 2 floors down. So she was saying, not a good idea. So I said, how parents are. It's fine. My goodness, she was right. Because you see, we will not spend on luxury consumption at all. whether at that time Philadelphia, you don't buy those expensive things. You keep it really simple. And then I realized I'm paying out of my scholarship money for somebody else's lifestyle. And that's not to blame her because you are the 8th generation well off, even their middle class is well off.
Right.
And we've just sort of broken our head over the poverty line.
Yes.
So it's not fair to blame her at all. That's not what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's so ingrained in our blood that it's very difficult to sort of go overboard with spending.
So that these kind of things happen even now in Mumbai where people are sharing, and because now the options are so much, you can get the same thing at various price points, so it's your choice. And if the housemate or the roommate wants, say, eggs which cost 150 rupees a dozen versus the regular 5 rupees or 4.5 rupees, whatever it is per egg, you have to somewhere be aware and say that, look, no, this is not going to work for me, and I can't. So were you able to do that?
It just ended a little badly. I was also immature, and you know how it is, you learn lessons. So it ended a little badly.
Yeah, but it's a lesson anyway.
It was a lesson.
It was
a huge lesson. Yeah.
So your daughter is overseas now. She's doing
That's
her studies there. So have you passed on some of these lessons to her, or she's
I
learning
think a
her
little
own?
bit too much, and I feel bad about it because we've just put a sort of threshold that you must spend at least this much.
Okay.
She's grown up as this penny pinching person who does not want to spend her parents' money once. She's going to be 23 and I'm living off my parents. This is so bad.
Oh gosh.
Take a break. It's okay. We're Indian. We're fine. It's okay. You're doing masters. It's okay. But I think you imbibe your parents' basic values by breathing in the atmosphere of the home, and not by listening to what your parents are saying.
But even now after so many years, from since when you went to when she's gone abroad, the basics are the same, right? You're still thinking about how much you want to spend on your utilities, how much you want to spend on your luxuries. So the whole aspect of managing money doesn't change, right?
No, it doesn't. That's right, it doesn't change. You do in your head have a certain amount that you're going to spend. And then you stay within that.
So that's good because the lessons you learned at least are valid even now and perhaps even 20 years later.
Absolutely, these are basics.
So you said something about being conservative and not spend in connection to your daughter. When we had met, I think the first time maybe, you had in relation to some experience that I had, and you had said that the experience kind of in an alternate kind of field. So it shows the ability to take risk, and I thought it's very interesting that somebody appreciates this kind of risk taking in personal matters. Do you do that when it comes to money, or are you do you play it safe in your own kind of life?
Because I have done the numbers,
Right.
therefore I'm able to take risky calls. For instance, once you do the numbers on
Calculated risks.
mid and small cap funds, not stocks. Stocks, it's very, very difficult. It's a different story. But once you see the CAGR over 5-10 years, that fear goes away of taking a risky, exposing your portfolio to more risk.
Okay.
So I am conservative with my money in the sense that I will never buy a multi-level marketing scheme. I will never put my money in something which promises to make me rich tomorrow. But a well thought through strategy and then taking risk, absolutely.
Okay.
So I will do that.
Right.
But I will not jump off something because someone says, oh what, this is the next big thing, like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Gosh, that time really pressure from a lot of people would call up and say, no, it's going to go up. Why are you not in? And you see that thing doubling, tripling in front of your eyes. But I think it's a decision that you take inside yourself, and there's certain things that you decide that you will do or not do, and this is one of those things. that I will not put my money into unnecessary risk.
Yeah. So Bitcoin has several layers, I think, and I think we don't all understand all of those layers as yet. Until you can understand what it's about, it's really that risk, the inability to say what will affect the value of this kind of.
So I had this really interesting conversation with an ex-colleague of yours and a current colleague of mine, and so she was saying that what is wrong with Bitcoin? Why not? And why will you not say it's part of the allocation? So I said, I can say with some amount of certainty that in 10 years the Sensex would be on an upward trajectory, given that India keeps growing.
Right.
So given some assumptions of economic growth, I'm very confident to say that the market, in the broad market indices will be up.
Right.
I cannot tell you with any basis what will happen to Bitcoin in the next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years. So if I don't know anything about the underlying, I don't know what to say. So it's completely up in the air, and maybe some people will get really rich. But I
Maybe it
pass.
works, but that's what I'm saying. There
I
are
pass.
so many layers.
I'm okay with not becoming rich overnight.
What about indulgences? Do you have any that you struggle to say that, okay, you know what, don't buy any more of this and hold yourself back, or do you
I'm
save
very
up for
boring.
your indulgences?
No, I'm really boring.
You don't even save up for indulgences? Save up? No,
In the sense, if I need something, I go and get it. It's just like that. So
Okay.
the one thing that I spend on is being comfortable when I travel.
Okay.
So in a sense, I'm not, I don't hanker after a brand for either a handbag or shoes or a car. So it's more about comfort, it's about utility.
Yeah.
And I frankly don't see why I should pay to wear somebody's name on my clothes and bags and shoes. I just don't see the point. So I'm very utilitarian that way. But I will pay for comfort when I travel. So, and that I feel is more, it's a comfort. That's it. So otherwise there's no, maybe it's age, there's no hankering for.
But do you ever remember a time that you were indulgent with anything?
No, I think not really. No.
Okay.
So somewhere the stomach has been full, even when it wasn't full, there wasn't this hankering at all.
Well, that's good. That's a certain peace of mind that is good when it comes
So it's
to
actually always been, if I need something, I'll go and get it.
Okay.
And then I'll spend money to get a good quality and get the best for my use.
Yeah.
But I don't have to buy something because it's there.
What about, has money ever caused you anxiety?
Oh my God, you have no idea.
Yeah.
Terrible.
If you're not a spendthrift and if
No,
you're not
so
really.
it's not what you see, no one sees the struggle behind where you are today.
Right.
So, yeah.
I mean, if one were to read your book, it's so logical that one feels that you have all the answers figured out.
No, but it takes a lot of grey hair for that maturity to come.
So tell me one instance which you can perhaps share. Anything
So
small?
we were like, when we got married, my husband and I, we were really very, very badly off in terms of money, and there was extended family to support and all that. And money was really tight. So just, that the desire to have a car at that time, that car was, they could take us to work and come back, but that car was just out of reach. So just even having a car was a big deal. And I do remember, and this is much later, that I bought my own first AC for the house. I think it's now just 10 years ago. It's as recent as that. But I remember I said I will first earn and then I will pay for it.
Okay.
So it's not always been easy. Yeah.
But that's, does that make you, how do you feel then about, so the way I see it, everybody should have some equation with money, right? You may be fearful, you may be negative about it, or you may be positive, but you shouldn't be indifferent.
Yeah.
So, this whole experience of having to save and be, then buy things that you want, how does that make you feel about money? Does that make you feel positive? And
Yeah, extremely positive. It's something that is essential to, it allows you to have choices.
Right.
So money is very, very important. It is really that thing which makes the world go round actually. And it also makes your life go where it wants to go.
Yeah.
So having money gives you choices.
Right.
So it gives you the choice to work where you want to work and where you don't want to work.
Right.
So I am extremely positive. It's a very good thing to have.
Right.
But you should have it. It should not have you.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, if
That's a great awareness to have.
so, you should have it. It should be your. It should do your bidding. But if you are chasing it, then you will always chase it. So I don't chase it.
Yeah. No amount is enough then.
Yeah. So I don't chase it, but I somewhere you get that confidence that what you need and more will come.
Yeah.
And then you work towards that. You can't just say, "Oh, I need come."
Yeah.
You gotta work
Yeah,
towards
of
it. You need to work. You have to do what you do. And again, it's part of probably my own belief system that if you put energy into something without looking for the fruit, I mean, this is Gita, you know, Nishkam Karma. If you really put your energy into doing that thing with the right intention, it pays you. It comes. So that's been my philosophy that you put that effort in, you don't count how much you're getting now. You may not get it now, but it will come as a multiplier later. It has no option but to come to you.
You spoke a little bit about your early married life, etc. And I know that you and your husband sort of communicate in all things that are financial related to your household. How did that come to be? Was it there from the very beginning? Did you have to build on it as you went through your sort of married life, or how did that?
In terms of discussing money.
In terms of having open communication, because that is one thing that a lot of people, women in particular, struggle with.
So I think my husband just took the easy way out and said, "You handle it all since you are so able to do it."
Two masters, one in economics, one in journalism.
Yeah. So he said, so this is one thing I don't need to worry about. It's only recently that he's got interested in understanding the portfolio construction,
Right.
which is hugely positive because otherwise, you're one person alone managing two portfolios and thinking, am I doing the right thing?
Yes.
So he has recently sort of crossed that line and said, okay, I'm going to start looking at portfolios. So this is fairly recent. Otherwise, I think he's concentrated on getting the money in.
Okay.
And then sort of delegating and saying, here, you handle it all.
So I recently was talking to one of my sons, and he has this thing with Pokemon cards. I don't know what it is. So I said to him, you are obsessed with Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
And he says to me, Mama, you are obsessed with your work.
Yeah.
I said, I'm sorry, but my work gets me money I earn. And he's like, this gets me joy.
Wow.
So I was just like, what's going on? But can money also bring joy? Is that, or is it just something that we need to get our lives by? What do you think in your
It can give you joy in many ways. I mean, it can give you joy in buying something that makes you comfortable and happy. It can bring you joy in being able to buy gifts for people you love.
Yeah. What's your joy moment with money?
I think I gifted my parents. Their old car was gone, so I gifted very recently another car.
Yeah.
And those are the moments where you're writing the check and saying, thank God I can do this.
Yes.
It's just that.
That's true.
Thank you God that I'm able to do this today. So it's just that.
Yeah. And like you were saying, that doesn't happen overnight. It requires all this awareness, preparation, thought behind what you're doing with your money to be able to reach this stage.
Absolutely. Yeah. The fact that you're able to do something for people you love, I think that's the power of money.
Wow. Yeah. And let me ask you one last thing, Monika. So you've obviously, your money journey, you've grown and you've made mistakes and you've learned from those mistakes. Is there any gap then? Or are you happy with where you are in your kind of money relationship? You don't spend much and you think through your money decisions. Are you happy with that? Is there something you want to achieve more in this whole relationship?
In terms of money, I think it's very settled with me. My relationship with money is very settled. We're very happy with each other.
Right.
We look after each other. So there is no problem there at all. No, there is no unopened box, as it were,
Okay.
with money.
And would you say that it came fairly early in life to you, this kind of
I
comfort?
think two things came together, and one was this: by chance, I chanced upon becoming a personal finance journalist, and that's a
Yeah.
whole other story
Yeah.
of taking a decision and then finding yourself to be almost one of the first people in India to figure out this genre called personal
Right.
finance, and then going on a baby break and studying more and understanding this far more deeply, and then implementing it in your own life. So once you have balance in one part of your life, it sort of triggers balance in all other parts of your life, I feel. That's the way it's worked for me. So that's been one journey, and the other has been the journey of my own sort of relationship with spiritual order.
Right.
So when you start with that,
Yeah.
so these two have sort of gone together, and the synchronicity is beautiful
Right.
because it's really about balance,
Yeah.
both the places. It's neither too much
Yes,
nor too little.
Absolutely.
It's just that if you can find that equanimity in even just one part of your life, which is money, it sort of spills over into many lives, many parts of your
Many
life.
parts of your own life.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I think this is a very good point for us to end this discussion. You heard Monika, let your money not have you, rather you should have your money. It gives you all kinds of joys, especially the joy of sharing with those near and dear to you. And last but not the least, balance. Find that balance in your money relationship and then see how it affects your life. Thank you so much, Monika, for joining me.
Thanks, Lisa. Wonderful.